Okay, how we doing out there? It's early in the morning on a Monday. Got orders to go out today. My name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of a limitless 4K screen paint using ambient light projection technology gain times 8. And the title of the video is just going to display and show you what true ambient light projection technology should look like in a projection screen. And one of the things you should not be is in a dark environment. Now, as you can see, this is my gaming slash office. It's always well lit in here. And I can sit in here and I can watch the game, which I did Sunday, in a fully lit environment. So one of the things you should never have to do is be subjected to a dark environment. A lot of people sit in the dark due to the fact that they're in fear that the screen's going to wash out, it's going to fade, and they're just not going to be able to get that picture quality that they want. And this right here is our wallpaper projection screen. As you can see, the image looks absolutely amazing. Now, as I said, what is the point of going out and spending the money, doing the investment, as I said over and over again, for a very good projector? And I see a lot of you ask me questions about this projector and that projector, and is this a good projector? If you're just going to basically crap it up on the screen, or basically just sit in the dark. Because keep in mind, this is not a movie, this is sports. So you should not be sitting in the dark watching a football game. All right, so I'm gonna pop out of here. Like I said, anywhere you walk in your environment, that screen is supposed to pull up. If it's true ambient light projection, that screen should pull up no matter what. So we'll come out of here, and I want my environment. You can see that my environments are not set to be ambient light projection. Either there's lights on or lights off. So I don't have certain lights peppered out through the entire environment. You see my environment as it is. So let's take a trot downstairs. Now, hopefully today, because I've been talking about this projector for quite some time, hopefully today I get my projector. I ordered a DOP NEC short throw, and I don't blame the merchant. So there, I will go back to that later on. So there is my screen in the, I say it's kind of like an entertainment area slash theater room or movie room. That's what it is. And I'll come over here. I got my Chromecast running over here. I'll start it there. That's my ultra short throw Sony sitting on the floor, and the one upstairs was a long throw Sony. You notice my environment doesn't change. This is the lighting that goes on in my environment every day. Keep in mind, when you're watching demonstrations with DMP Supernova or Elite screens or whatever, that is a set up environment. That environment has been set up to make that screen look incredible. So I get a high powered projector in the background. They'll set up the whole entire scenery. They can direct where they want the lights to go. They can make the environment look like it's well lit, but yet there's light in contact with the screen when there really isn't. You're watching this live. So you're seeing this the same time I'm seeing it. Let's check out the angle gain on ultra short throw. Usually most people problems, they have an ultra short throw projectors and they ask me, does the screen paint work with ultra short throw? Yes, it does. Now keep in mind, you don't have to go out and spend the money for an extra screen to accommodate your ultra short throw projectors because the screens work with ultra short throw. One of the problems people have with screens, I call it narrow viewing cone. This is why you see me take the camera and put it to the side. I should be able to see that screen from this side. And I should be able to move. See it here. And I should be to turn and see it here, all the way around. Now, come Super Bowl, whether my team is there or not, I will have a... How much is that set up? Well, the projector cost me $550. Got to know where to look on eBay. I got the projector for $550, brand new in the box. It was actually somebody bought the projector and they didn't want it, and they sent it back. And the merchant who I was doing business with, he happened to have one of them, and I bought it. I was kind of skeptical at first because it just showed a box, like anything could be in that box. So when that projector got here, it was brand new. I actually did an unboxing on it. Brand new in the box, factory seal, came with all the software, came with, let me see if I can find some of the stuff that came with. Here we go. It's the stuff that came with. See these pens right here? I can actually draw on my screen if I want to. So it came with the pens, came with all the software. $550. There's a lot of good stuff on eBay, man, but the problem is if you don't look, you can't find. These are orders going out today, so those of you that ordered the gallons from us, your orders are shipping out today. And we got another 1 quart. Keep in mind, some have been asking me how much gallons are. Our gallons go for $4.80. No, $4.88. No, we have a sale, don't we? I think they're $3.68. Yeah, they're $3.68. So $3.68 for a gallon if you're painting a screen size of 180 inches. Apparently, these people are painting some giant screens. All right, so you can see what the technology looks like right from there. But when I also bought that projector, they gave me the mounting equipment for free. This is the Sony mounting equipment for the projector. You know how much these bad boys cost? Just to mount your projector, I got it for free. So, gotta know where to look. My Sony VLP FH30, I got 2 of those. I bought both, one for $300 and I bought the other one for $350. That projector brand new is $4,000. Just gotta know where to look. But the projector doesn't make the screen, it's the screen that makes the projector. I keep telling people, you can spend a ton of money for a projector. If you don't have a proper screen, you don't get a proper picture. Screen was not built. Actually, this screen is actually an Elite screen. It's Elite screen, 0 edge. I got it because I liked it because it was edgeless. And when I got it here, it was a white screen and basically coated over with our technology. So this screen right here is 126 inch, 16:9. Wish it was wallpaper. You have no idea how hard it was to hang this screen up. These are some interesting walls. This is a firewall right here. So I had to get a masonry drill to punch a hole through the wall so I can actually hang the screen up. This is an actual aluminum fixed frame screen. They're just designed to be edgeless. All right. 139. Let's go pop up back upstairs. I told you, anywhere I stand in that environment, the screen's gonna pop up. Let's go back upstairs. Go back into my upstairs area. This is some other projector. Sony. I love Sonys. I love Sony projectors. I used to be a huge ViewSonic fan. This is the other Sony projector I was telling you about. I got this one for $350. That projector right there costs $2 to $3 grand online, brand new. Okay, let's come out of here real quick. Right now I'm in my PS4. Yes, I should be doing some gaming today. Look how beautiful that screen looks. Let me go set my stand up over here real quick. So hopefully I get my other projector, because that projector is for the 200-inch screen. I have a 200-inch screen in my basement. It's ceiling to floor. It's huge, but you need a short throw down there to do it. So I'm waiting for my other projector to get here so I can do some demonstrations off that particular screen. So let's go pop over here in the menu real quick. Let me see. Also, both projectors have a shift capability. which is fantastic because if you have lens shift, that means bottom line, you don't have to worry about interlining your projector with the screen. You can pretty much set the projector just about anywhere you want, and the screen will shift from left to right. I'll show you in a few minutes what lens shift is. Also, this projector has something called twin mode, which means I can run two video signals, digital signals through it, and it'll show a picture-in-picture side by side. I had to get an adapter for that because the adapter piece I had to turn VGA and HDMI, I actually lent it to a friend of mine so she could run her projector. Oh, by the way, check this out. I'm going to show you something. Someone was asking me about customers that have our product. All right, so we have a few YouTube videos from a few of our customers. Actually, one of the most interesting screens we did for it was a friend slash customer. They paid for the item. They had a pink stucco wall. Yes, the wall was pink. It was a pink stucco wall. And we coated over a pink stucco wall. And we're using a 200, she had a 2000 lumen NEC projector, 720p we're using. I'll show you that demonstration real quick. Let me see if I can just speak this in. Pink stucco wall projection screen. Yep, there it is right there. That is a pink stucco wall that I coated. I'll put the link at the bottom. If you don't believe it's my video, I'll put the link at the bottom. But that is a pink stucco wall that actually you can just hear my voice and tell it's me. As you can see, the screen paint looks absolutely incredible. We're using this in a fully lit environment. I don't want to turn the camera behind me because I have my friends behind me and I don't want them on camera. I'm sorry. But I'm show you the projector. Not to be rude or anything, but I only understand English. I do. I do apologize. Here that allows the projector to be hooked up to a laptop. All right. So this is what we're getting in a fully lit environment. Hey, Mr. Miguel, turn the lights off for a minute. There you are, right there. We're using a VGA projector. Sorry, our cell phone just went off a few minutes ago. We're using a VGA projector. It's on a pink stucco wall. Now, the stucco wall I had downstairs is nothing compared to what that wall, because at first it was so many ridges that were coming up off the wall. I'm thinking, I don't know how we're going to apply this. So what I had to do was I had to get a roller that allows you to be able, like the really, I don't know what kind they call roller, called stucco, heavy stucco roller, in order to apply it. You guys want to say hello?
Hello.
Miguel, hello? But I'll show you right here. Yeah, pink stucco. That was not an easy wall to paint, but it was fun. What we're getting? Hold on, let me see if I can go back here. You guys are not there. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Luminous 4K screen paint using the ambient light projection technology gain. Pink stucco. We're using this in a fully. Let's go here. You guys are not there. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Luminous 4K. I zoom up on the wall and show you exactly what I painted over. Because I have customers that come up to me and say, hey, can I paint over this and can you paint over that? Yeah, you can. See the texture to that wall? Absolutely incredible. We're using this in a fully lit environment. All right, so I don't have the information there for you to see. When the video is over, I post all the information at the bottom. All right, let me show you another video, another testimony. This was from a church we did overseas. They had a screen that was over 1,000 inches. One of the problems that they had, happy customer, Crystal H Technology. Let me see. We'll bring up a bunch of Mr. Whatchamacallit. He doesn't like us too much. Wait. Happy customer, Illuminous. No, spelled my name wrong, but whatever. We're just going there and just change that right there. How do you get my name wrong? No. Why do we still have that there? Take that down. Okay. And put in. Oh, no. Let's take that out and let's put a space there. I hate working with the next. Next time with the PS4, let's put in a keyboard, please. Keyboard and mouse. Thank you would be nice. I know. It's a PC thing. But I would love to see a keyboard and mouse. I think you can put a keyboard and mouse up to the, yeah, you can. I'm way off. Sorry about that. I'm way off. Yeah, you can put a keyboard and mouse on it right there. I wasn't thinking at first, but you can. I remember Dreamcast had keyboard and mouse. Oh my goodness, that's a freaking lifesaver. If any of you ever played Unreal Tournament, freaking keyboard and mouse was a freaking must. All right, here we go. So this is a customer. Bottom line, they bought our product. This was a church overseas. I do apologize to anybody who's sending me messages. If you think I'm ignoring you, I'm not. I do apologize. It just shows it for a couple of seconds. Yeah, I would doubt that. You would have to be to do all our demonstrations. Do you have any idea how many demonstrations we have performed on our technology? But yeah, good one. Anyway, so giant screen, so on, so on. So this is basically a demonstration from a church who used our technology to be able to paint their giant screen. And I'll post this testimony also. So that was their giant screen in the church without our technology. You see all the tons of lights. We're really thankful for them for basically giving us this personal testimony. Now, keep in mind, as you're looking at the demonstration, this is not an everyday screen. If you want to see the demonstration for yourself, they were nice enough to actually do a video for a company and send us the link. Look at those are stage lights. This isn't everyday lighting you have in your home. And their projector was 7,000 lumens hitting a white screen and it wasn't pulling up. Let me see. Let's do, this is a screen I painted for a friend as a birthday gift. They always wanted a giant screen in their living room for their kids and stuff to watch cartoons on. Let's clear this. Painting a screen for a friend. Should have put my company's name on the next to it. Let's space that and let's put down, oh, okay, better yet. See this one better. Let's clear this one. Painting a screen for a friend, Illuminous 4K. How do you get hanging from painting? I swear, I've seen Google is all kinds of messed up. Let's try that one again. Painting a screen for a friend, Illuminous 4K. And yet, it keeps spelling my name wrong. Alright, let's go back in here into space. Painting a stream for a freaking Google is nuts. Alright, let's try this again. One more time. Come on, let's get the voice. Let's do it again. Crystal clear. Try it again. Painting a screen for a friend. Illuminous. Alright, we got so many errors in here. You know what? Forget it. I'm just going to go in and just go in and do it myself. Let's space this in here because apparently Google is retarded. How do you get stream from screen, but whatever. Thought that would work out much better. Screen. Now this is a friend of mine. She moved to another place and she wanted 100, I think it was 146-inch screen. We're using a Panasonic projector. It was a gift for her birthday. And also something nice for the kids. Let me see. It's going to make me work for it. All right. I've had a fellow said they can make it. Yeah, all right, then you have to match our demonstrations. One of our most interesting demonstrations on how we can take our black screen paint and we can put it against black screen paint and produce higher white levels. But okay. Anyway, let's move on. I think they're doing that because of the fact that we put it out there about the light gray screen paint. And like I told you before, that light gray screen paint, we developed it. We were actually working with that stuff 11 years ago, which I'll show you on my on this video. All right, so and keep in mind we test our demonstrations against all forms of high-end screens. As I said before, there's really no point in doing a screen paint test against your own mixes because that's completely idiotic. Or to basically test your screen paints against this, that, and the other, you have to test it against high-end screens. That's why I have samples of DMP Supernova, Elite screens. We had Black Diamond here, but we can't work with Black Diamond anymore because Black Diamond came against us on that. But other than that, you know, you have to test it against other high-end screens because keep in mind, we deal with everybody, but majority of our customers are people that spend $4 and $5 grand for a projection screen. So for them to spend $488 for a gallon from us instead of paying $180 screen, or you can just go with a DMP Supernova and spend $18,000. These are people who spend serious money for their home theater setup. Now, like I said, it's a much better deal than spending $4 to $5 grand. And some people don't understand that projection screens can cost you $4,000 to $5,000. The screens that you're seeing on Amazon, screens that you're seeing on eBay, Elite screens, these white screens, these are bottom dollar screens. There's classes of screens, just like there's classes of projectors. You know, they got the silver tickets, you know what I mean? There's all kinds of screens, there's classes of screens. So you want a high-end screen, guess what? You're going to have to spend money for a very expensive screen. But when we came in, we started designing a particular screen paint. And keep in mind, I have customers who actually were in the process of buying a Black Diamond. And keep in mind, a Black Diamond at 100 inches is $5,000. Do you know how much a 120 inch costs? $15,000. And this is not a screen that, keep in mind, if you spend 15 grand for a screen, and if it's not ultra short throw compatible, then guess what? You're going to have to spend the extra money for an ultra short throw screen that is going to work with your ultra short throw projector. That's why some people just shy away from ultra short throws. All right, so many things in the screen for a friend. So, you know, we do more than just do a demonstration where I'm just going to show you a really pretty image and just that, you know, I'm not going to do more than that. If you notice in the demonstration, my lights are still on. Usually when I watch these demonstrations, they'll turn the lights on for a couple of minutes and then they'll turn it off and they'll go right back to a dark environment because that is the best and the highest points that they can get from the screens. This entire demonstration from downstairs to upstairs, I can have my lights on and I don't have to worry about turning them off. You would never see me turn off lights in a video unless I say it's going to be a dark demonstration. That tells you right there. That's what ambient light rejection technology is. So if you notice, the environment changes. That's why I go downstairs and I show you my screen downstairs, because the lighting in the environment changes. And it doesn't make a difference if it's short, the ultra short throw. I can show you that too. They don't show you this in none of their demonstrations. All right, let's move on from here because we wasted enough time on that one. I'm trying to explain that one. Well, not trying to explain it. Let's go back here. I need to go back here for... Let's go back here. Come on, come on. Let's play nice. Play nice, please. Let's play nice. 4. Space A. See what? I'll show you something really quick. I think I have some of the sample sheets up here. See what people understand is when you develop a black screen paint, and people think it's very easy to do, you have to develop a product that produces a high enough white level in contrast at the exact same time. And I'll show you why. Because if the screen is too light, it can't pull contrast, and if it's too dark, it comes up dirty. I've done this before. But we'll have a little fun, we'll throw that in there. Okay, sorry about that. And I hate this particular thing. Come on. Space. Alright. Friend. Okay, and let's go in and just put in space. And let's put my company's name in there. If I don't, it won't dig it up. She still has a screen too, which they have a nice backyard now. So this summer I'm actually going to put a screen in her backyard, which that's something that she wants. All right. Let's see if we can find my buddy on here. All right, here's one of them. So this is a friend of mine. This was actually and on a pink wall. No priming, just painted it right on a pink wall. 2500 lumen Casio laser projector. Say hello. Hi. All right, and I just painted we're at probably about 84 inches up on the wall, and this is painted in my friend Lenny's room. No priming, directly onto a pink wall. Painted it. I'm using the my Casio projector at around 2500 lumens WXGA 720p, and we're probably about a good maybe about 8 feet from the screen. So how do you like the screen? Pretty flowers on it. Well, I can give you some whatchamacallits, like what do you call apps you can go into that. Like I said, if you notice these demonstrations I'm doing in other people's homes, the lights are on, windows are open. But usually when I watch demonstrations on other people showing off their screens at their customers, it's sitting in the dark. It has to sit in the dark. It has no choice. Because that's the only way. Here's another customer. This right here is a friend of mine. This is the one we painted the screen in her house for her birthday. Times 5, 7, and 8. I just painted, and I think this is close to about 140-inch screen. I've been doing a lot of 140 screen. This is about 140-inch screen in my friend's home. Just got finished completing the screen. There's everything right there on the floor using the Supreme 7 roll. That was a 7. And as you can see, it looks absolutely fantastic. Right now, she has it playing through her Apple TV. Now, I can't show you the full panorama of the room because they just moved here. And this is running through her Apple TV. But I just got a chance to come in today, and it's fell in the screen. I got a little daughter right next to me. Excuse me, sweetie. All right, so over here, I'm going to show you the screen. We got the projector hooked up. So I have a Panasonic projector hooked up. And like I said, in no time at all, I took them to paint the screen. Come over here and bring the lights on. And they just moved into this house. Got the overhead light on, as you can see. As I told you before, when I watch demonstrations on people showing off their customer screens and their environment, it's always in the dark. There's never that kind of lighting in the environment. I told you before, if you're watching a demonstration and majority of that demonstration is in the dark, then whoever owns that screen paint will be sitting in the dark. Best now painted it, and they're going to be able to watch their movies and sports and TV shows or whatever they want on their giant screen. And over here, I'll show you, I'm using our Supreme 7. That's the Supreme 7. That was the paint that was claimed to be so dark it doesn't pull up on an image. Can't pull an image. And get everything set up so they can turn. We have customer demonstrations. So get everything set up for them and they're good to go. But I hope you enjoyed this video demonstration. Just showing you live, well not live, but just showing you. Now, on my end, let's go to clear all this. Let's do outside. This is something you will never see a gray screen at. They don't go outside. Oh, hold on. I can just speak this crap. Hopefully it goes through. Outside demonstration, Illuminous. No, let's go with the Supreme. Supreme will come up much faster. Outside demonstration, Supreme 8. How are we doing out there? It's a paint on demonstration outside. That's why I said before you can actually say you make our product, you've got to pass our demonstrations, and our demonstrations are brutal. That's a light gray screen, and that is a white screen outside. Now, if your technology is truly ambient light rejection, you should be able to pull an image outside. That is the most harshest ambient light environment you could ever go against. And if you notice, it's not dark outside. A lot of these screens are stuck indoors. We don't do ambient light rejection demonstrations. We do them inside. But our real tests, when we start testing our product and when we develop new stuff, those demonstrations are done outside. Let me know how many demonstrations have you seen on any form of light gray screen paint or dark gray screen paint doing an ambient light rejection test outside. Paint on demonstration at that. Same technology you saw down there sitting in them containers about to be shipped off to my customers, same technology right here. Go. Here. So far my projector sits back. There's our black technology right there, coated over white gray screen paint. I guess they're doing an outside demonstration. Usually people do paint on outside demonstrations because the screens will fade and wash out. So sorry if you're hearing an air raid horn go off. That is my cell phone ringer. I had that because I have a bad habit. I have a good sized house, so I have a bad habit of leaving my cell phone in some very interesting places. So when that thing goes off, I can pretty much find my cell phone wherever I set it down. Especially if I'm doing gaming and I have headsets on, I can hear it. Have that thing go off in church. It's quite disturbing. But you know, I usually turn it off in church anyway. But at that particular time, I forgot to. Screens, actually white screens for projection screens, because one of the problems people have with them. That's why when you have a white screen outside, you can't fire it up. You can't fire up your projector until around 9 to 10 o'clock. This technology can pull images at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, even at 6 o'clock in the evening. That's a star field demonstration. That's a demonstration I told you that a light gray screen and white screen can't do inside. That's outside, pulling contrast. Now, as the screen starts to dry, it'll start to get lighter and lighter as it dries. So that just gives you an idea of exactly how much you're missing. Like I said, light gray screen, white screen, this is really where screens like this one look good or do fail. But we're going to be using these screens outside for your home theater projection. So I screen apes are the best. But feel free to search the internet, find out how many people have done a paint on demonstration outside. See how beautiful the yellows pop up? How they're not dark, dingy, or dirty? Screen pulls a white level. That's why as you're watching the screen dry, you're watching it dry, it's actually getting brighter and brighter as it starts to dry. There you go. That's the difference between real technology and, like I said, when it comes to a light screen or white screen, it pulls the white level. If you had no ability to pull white level, the image would come out dark. I see people doing outside paint on demonstrations because the bottom line is your screens can't pull up outside. This is why they use. Now keep in mind, my projector, and I'm doing in the demonstration, is 4,300 lumens. It's a 4,300 lumen projector. A 4,300 lumen projector cannot pull an image from a light screen, a gray screen, or a white screen. It can't pull it. You have to have a contrast to do that. And you have to have a really good ambient light rejection technology. We developed our own ambient light rejection gain. When people sit there and say, oh, do you have a 1.1? Do you have a 0.9? No, we engineered and designed our own gain. That's why we have a screen that can produce an image outside. We developed our own gain. That's what makes our technology different from anybody else's. Where everybody is sitting in the dark and inside their house, I can watch a movie outside at 4 o'clock. Where our technology stands, where everybody else is standing. All right, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you all for your time. I love that demonstration right there. That was so much fun. You want to see something more interesting? For those who've been saying, oh, guess what? If you get an ultra short throw projector, the biggest screen you can get is 100 inches. You know what black technology does to an ultra short throw projector? It allows you to be able to expand your screen size over 150 inches. You know why? Because if you try to do this on a white screen or gray screen, because it doesn't pull contrast and detail, the image becomes distorted. But on a black screen, you can pull an image at 160 inches. You think I'm lying? Well, here you go. That looks pretty cool. That is my screen in the basement. It is ceiling to floor. It is around 200 inches. I'm going to go back here a minute so you can see the ultra short throw that's sitting on the floor. There's my ultra short throw. That's an Optima GT 5500 ultra short throw projector, producing an image of almost 160 inches. Now, the Optima GT 55 was told customers that you could only produce an image of 100 inches. That's it. If you go to Projector Central, the biggest screen size they say you can get from an Optima GT 55 is 100 inches. But if you're using black technology, you can go bigger than that, because your image doesn't become distorted. Look at the size of my screen, ceiling to floor screen. I'm using an Optima GT 5500 lumen projector that was only supposed to do a screen size of 100 inches. Now, I did this demonstration showing the screen overlapping on a 120-inch screen. The 120-inch screen, included with their technology, pulled a perfect image where everything around it that was white came out. That's what we're trying to explain to you, that black technology, the technology we developed, allows you to do so much with your projector. It's baffling what you can do with this stuff. I don't have to worry about it. My projector downstairs, my Sony, is 720p. My projector up here is 1080p. You couldn't tell one from the other. Sold that one, and now I'm actually in the process of actually getting another NEC projector. I actually had two projectors coming in. I had the NEC short throw projector, and I have a see right there. I'm just going to spackle that edge just a little bit better and sand it out a little bit smoother, and then redo it again. See the detail, contrast. Something really interesting. Look at that. The first time I rolled the screen over, 160 inch on an Optima GT 55. As I got the corners of the bottom area, it became very difficult for me to apply the Oh, we have so much fun here, do we not, people? We have a lot of fun here. Let's see. Oh, this is a demonstration I did way back, 140 inch outside. This is my old house. You see how much ambient light is in contact with that screen? Okay, how we doing out there for a That's what you call true ambient light rejection technology. You can go outside with your screen. This is the one over here now in my backyard. Okay, how we doing out there? First things first, I got a lot of leaves in my backyard, man. So now our technology is weatherproof. Keep in mind, I can show you demonstrations of my screens that were outside in the summertime. Now out here in autumn. Time here, just at 4:54. 4:54 in the evening, and I'm watching a movie on a motorized projection screen. This is a stand that I built to accommodate my 92-inch 16:9 motorized screen. I'll bring it up and down so I can show you the screen does work. Here is my remote control, and this is a screen that was coated with a Supreme 8 ambient light rejection screen paint. I have LED lights. This is my custom built stand. There's my LED lights up there, weatherproof. That's one of my custom built stands for that one. This is a 180-inch screen, 16:9, watching Star Wars outside. 657, using black technology. Now you see how green the grass is? It was summertime. We actually installed this screen. I'm out there paying my PS4 on a 180-inch screen. Screen 8 ambient light projection, massive 4K. This is the screen that I developed that allows you to be able to hook up a 180-inch screen outside in your backyard, or you can use this for commercial use. As you can see, the screen is black using our black technology right here. How fantastic this screen looks. So I'm doing to my gaming real quick on here. There we go. Let's get to the gaming. Now keep in mind, if I'm out here gaming on a 180-inch screen, and as you can see, it's daytime outside. You know how easy it is for this technology to be to produce images inside your home? This is why I can sit here in a fully lit environment and I can watch my screen. Because you're watching me watch my screen of my video outside. Kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? I'm in here doing a demonstration of ambient light rejection, and you're watching a video of my video outside in the summertime of ambient light rejection on a 180-inch. With the black contrast levels in this game. No fade around the edges, no washed out, nothing. That's a good game too. I think I'm gonna do Pac-Man this year. I'm gonna set me up an amazing Pac-Man arcade screen with flashing lights and everything, I think, for this summer. I gotta get a portable projector for that too. A portrait, I think it's a portrait projector. Portrait projector. I need one of those. Black levels are insane. Let's go to, let me see. Yeah, this is what I was trying to figure out exactly what video to watch. Let me see if I do it. There we go. Not to be rude, but think about it. Some of these people are inside the dark right now with their projectors. I can go outside if I want. Watch a movie. My neighbors on this side have taken their chairs and moved them all the way to the back so they can watch the screen. If you're curious about watching this demonstration, I will put it in the link below so you can check it out for yourself. Let's see on my cell phone. We're around 7:03 now. 7:03. 7:04. Look at the contrast level. This is something a white screen or gray screen cannot do. Put a white screen and gray screen out there, they will wash out. Let's see what else we got. Oh, nighttime. So somebody wanted to see what the screen looked like at night, so I did a demonstration at nighttime. We did a little Street Fighter. Well, we did some other that, but let me see if I can find the Street Fighter demonstration on here. Update on everything about everything out here. Do I have it? Yeah, I do have it. No, I think we are. Let me see. That's me at the circus. That was cartoons. Let me see. We do have Street Fighter on there. I think the first beginning of the video was Street Fighter. Let me see if I can go back. Yeah, it was the beginning of the video. Nighttime, these things are like TVs at nighttime. All right, so let's spell that real quick. We done did that to death and that to death. Check this out. This is technology. This is Supreme 8 outside at my old house. Okay, so we're around 8:41 right now. 8:41. Let me show you. That's my screen inside my house. My old screen. If you notice in any demonstration I have, I always have ambient light in contact with my screen. Around Thursday when we upgraded it to a Supreme 7 pretty soon. Roll on. All right, so let's show you what's going on outside. So this is the screen outside. This is the that portable screen, the portable actually Supreme 8 portable screens with the built-in even I talk too much for myself sometimes. So I got the projector inside, and then where the screen pushing through the glass and hitting the screen. Around 3 feet, so altogether about 16 feet back. And this is what we're pulling up, and that's why I said black screens. So we're 16 feet back. And as you can see, my screen is sitting not under the porch, but off the porch. It's at my old house. Usually I do demonstrations somewhere in the hours of. So I gotta fast forward it. I do talk a bit too much. So between 6 and 7 o'clock, these things are going. That's painted on that that kind of black surface, kind of used for outdoor screens for grommets and stuff. That's what it was coated with. Just to show you that the projector is sitting off the porch. I'm going to show you that it's not being protected by the porch whatsoever. There's the angle gain on it. Now it's supposed to get the screen 100-inch. Actually, this is the 84. The 100-inch and the 140. The 140 is like I said, where everybody else is just sitting in the dark. This is where we stand. Here we go. Can you take an ultra short throw outside? Did that one already. This is an Optima GT 5500 outside. This is what we do. On a black screen. I have 100, I think it's a 130-inch screen I'm projecting. Scenery, but I want to bring in some deep colors, something natural. Okie dokie. Paint on live demonstration. Let's see if we can go do this one really quick. Let's go back here. So this is where I painted over. Those are asking questions. Can you paint on plexiglass? Yes, you can. A form of clear kind of plexiglass. That's just a kind of plastic. Let's get to the point because I do talk a lot in my videos. One coat application, so pretty much whatever you coat this on is going to stay. I can that doesn't make it at all. It's not going to damage the screen. It's completely foolproof. Now, the reason why that was done when I ran the brush to it, because if anyone's familiar with Goose Screen, when you applied an application, if you had smeared through that screen like that, those imperfections would show up on the screen. No matter how many times you rolled them over, you would still have that imperfection would show up on the screen. So you had to have a perfect coating application when applying a Goose Screen. And this is all plexiglass. You can see this is a plexiglass material, nice and shiny. There's no priming or any of that. You don't have to worry about any of that. You can just go over top the surface and you're done. And we're going to do cardboard too. So there's cardboard, there's frog tape, there's everything in there. This is a live demonstration. We're done. We're done. Up to you and how you want to do it. We're done. So we got frog tape in there. We got plexiglass and cardboard and everything else all mixed in. And everything that will. So we need. Well, I made sure this time I had unlimited data because I got my cell phone bill for this month and it was $349.13 because apparently I went over my data and they were charging me like $24 for 12 gigs or whatever it was. It was a lot. So I got unlimited this time. Don't worry about it, just go right back over it again. Lay it right there on the wall. I pray I get none of that on the wall. We'll turn our fan on. Fortunately, I'm doing anything like good jeans. I always paint them with good jeans. And as it starts to dry, it becomes lighter. And where is my video? Let's get my demonstration. And of course, always in a fully lit environment. Always in a fully lit environment, as I always said. Look at all my demonstrations. Majority of them are done with lights on. And for those who know the projector, as always, my Sony VPL. This is a 4300 lumen projector, 1920 by 1200 WXGA. Now, this demonstration, the background of this demonstration is black. That's why it's pulling up black. Let's go back to, let me see, I'm bringing it up a little farther up. Took lights out. Just to show you. I told you as the screen starts to dry, they get brighter. I run out of video. I was about to say, I've got more video in there. This is what I was pointing out. OLED background demonstrations are black. See how it's coming up? So not only do I paint the screen, but I allow my customers to watch the screen dry into a demonstration right there in front of them while it was live. Like I said, I got enough demonstrations to choke a horse. I literally don't want to see a horse get choked, but you know what I'm talking about. Oh, look at this one. You might want to read the caption first. Okay, so we're doing a demonstration outside. We have Pros Mix. This is the challenge that he avoided. He wanted to do against our technology. We're outside with a Supreme 7 Spring Paint. On this side we have Pro Spring Paint. This is the professional mix. This right here is a Supreme 7. See how much light is hitting that screen? Pause this just for a minute so you can see that the projector we're using is a Sony That right there is the Sony VPL, and that is an X100 1000. That is a 1100 lumen projector, 720p XGA. 1100 lumens. Our screen is pulling an image on 1100 lumens. Now, most people are ridiculous because we use 43s outside, but that is 1100 lumens outside.
And we are around 12 feet back.
12 feet back.
Make sure I don't step on myself in over here. You can see we have plenty of light out here. To show you that this is the demonstration that he avoided at all costs.
It was a challenge that was given to this particular individual, and you can Google it. The challenge is called 1100 Lumen Challenge. The challenge was never met, so we brought the product, we put the screen outside, and we did the challenge for him.
I'm ordering that one next, and a couple more other ones after that. We'll be doing all
because he avoided the challenge.
As I said before.
If you're doing demonstrations in the dark, and the high points of your technology is in the dark, there is no way in the world you're going outside. If you can't survive inside ambient light, outside ambient light will tear you a new one. There's no way in the world you're going to be to produce an image outside. No way in the world. So that's why I said majority of your demonstrations, they have to be done in the dark. You look at any of our demonstrations or any of our pages, anything we display, always fully lit environment. That's the previous video I just did.
Someone is actually using ambient light projection.
Oh, make sure I got the right one on that one. There we go.
Hey, how we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Luminous 4K screen paint using ambient light projector.
Move this up a little bit because I'm going to show the video. I do a lot of talking.
Mobile application. This is only on 1100 lumens at 14 feet back.
It's 1100 lumen projector. That's producing that image in that much ambient light.
I'm not trying to be rude here, but yeah, you're not going to have this much light on your screen.
Keep in mind, at one point, I was ridiculed for using too much ambient light because I was going overboard with it. Extreme use of ambient light. Well, here's the thing. If your screen can't survive out in real ambient light, if you can't deal with that, then that means you're going to have to use, you're using a non-ambient light screen paint, non-ambient light projection screen, then you're going to be sitting in the dark. And if you're going to be sitting in the dark, just forget the whole projector. Just go out and buy yourself a TV. Because chances are, unless you have a dedicated home theater room, then you can sit in the dark. But the problem, like I said, most people who buy projectors, they want that big screen experience. They want to have the 70-inch, the 80-inch, 100-inch, 120-inch in their living room. And they don't want their living room to look like a bat cave. I mean, come on, think about it. Your wife spends time decorating the living room so it looks beautiful, looks nice for your guests. And every time you turn on your projector, you got to turn on all the lights in your environment because you run the risk of the screen fading and washing out. Nobody wants that nonsense. And some people will fight and argue, well, you know, I watch movies. Well, yeah, if you're going to watch movies, but not everyday TV. You know what I mean? If you're watching sports and stuff, why are you sitting in the dark contemplating where the freak is a coffee table so you don't bang your knees on it? You don't get that one. But, you know, he just don't.
Again, without fading and washing away. Now this was on that plexiglass that I was displaying.
Let's go to, really quick, I got to get out. When I get out of here, I got to show you a couple of things too before I leave out of here.
Just added the weatherproof LED lights at the bottom of the structure over top of the screen. There's my seating area right there.
That's 92-inch motorized projection screen. I'm actually viewing that off my deck.
This is what you call true ambient light projection technology. We don't use ambient light controlled environments. This is why I can do demonstrations like this, and other screens are pretty well stuck in the dark.
No ambient light controlled environment. For those of you who don't know what ambient light controlled environment, this is where people pick and choose where they put lighting in their environment so it doesn't disrupt the picture quality of the screen. That's why we do these demonstrations outside, because there's nowhere in the world you can hide from any form of ambient light. You are sitting outside. There's no way to shelter myself from that much light. Let's see. Oh, that was something cool we developed right there. That's interesting. Blow up inflatable screen. Oh, here's a cool one right here. Let's check this one out.
We have those now on the website in a 135. Keep in mind, football season is coming up, so you got to be ready for it. Now this is the 126-inch Supreme 8. Still working on a theater room in here right now as we speak.
That's my Ultimate GT55.
Just got furniture in right now. This is my screen in a fully lit environment. Plenty of light in the environment. I'm using the ultra short throw Ultimate GT5500 out here. We're in here, not in here. And now we have these at 135. Yeah, sorry, it took me a while to get on. Like I said, my camera broke. This is my old camera. It just broke. So now I got my new one. All right, it's time to get my my projector inside. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. I gotta go.
That was outside on the deck. So keep in mind, I can go inside my house, watch the sports, and I can basically go outside. All right, so let's, oh yeah, check this out. Check this out. This is a ton of ambient light hitting the screen. I love doing these demonstrations.
You're doing out there first things first. My name is Kenneth Burr on the creator of Luminous 4K Screen Thanks using ambient light projection technology. Game times 578.
See my environments? There's no such thing as ambient light controlled environments. We don't use that nonsense. That's come on now. That's too freaking easy. Like I said, if you look at our demonstrations and everybody else's, look how much light I have hitting my environment. I have windows sitting next to my screen. No, we don't do that tippy toe and shine away from light. The problem you have with that, like I said, you do demonstrations like that, and like I said, if you look at my customers' demonstrations, you have noticed that all my customers I was displaying, all their screens were in fully lit environments. So I love it when somebody basically plagiarizes our technology and they do the plagiarizing while their screen is in the dark. How do you criticize my work on my technology being ambient light rejection when you're criticizing because your screen is sitting in the dark? So keep in mind when you watch these demonstrations, they'll sit in the dark and criticize my video that's sitting in a well-lit environment. Okay. All right, so let me come over here and you can have some ball. Hold on for a minute. Let's come out here real quick because I'm going to go over here. Wait, no, I should pan in here real quick. Go back in here. I don't know why I just bounced out of this. Now, without the video playback, this is what my technology looks like in a fully lit environment. This is a wallpaper technology screen. No calibration to the projector whatsoever, not needed. This technology will allow you to replace your TV with no problem. Let's go back to Mr. Snaky. for a minute. Go back to Mr. Snaky. And we'll pause right there. Oops. We're supposed to pause. Go back again. See if we can get that pause to go back in there. Now, as I said before, if you look at the background of this demonstration, it is black. Light gray screen can't pull a black background. So when you watch this demonstration, this background where the snake is sitting, the projector is projecting a black image. And then it just shows the snake. Gray screens can't produce contrast. Now, like I said, you have to do more than show pretty pictures. This right here is a Dark Star 9. It has a gain of 0.9. Price tag for the Dark Star 9 at 100 inches is $3,000. Can it produce black? Gotta turn the camera to the side. I'm not dressed. You don't want to see me. I will make you throw up. So the Dark Star 9 Elite screen is a $3,000 projection screen. My projector is 4,300 lumens, 1920 by 1200. It is a full 1080p projector. This is Sony, very, very good model. And yet, this is a $3,000 screen, and this is a screen paint mix. But yet, our black screen can pull up the background black. Now, either one of these screens have the ability to pick up light, beautiful colors. They just can't pull contrast. And if you can't pull contrast, that means in order for this image to come out looking decent, or this one over here, you would have to be in the dark to do it. And if you have to be in the dark to do it at 4,300 lumens, that means you defeat the purpose of trying to replace your TV with a projection screen. You just might as buy another TV. That's all to it. It's simple and plain. A lot of people don't realize that when you watch a demonstration, especially OLED demonstrations, the backgrounds project black. Not gray, not dark gray, they project black. Because OLED screens are black. So when someone does an OLED demonstration on a light gray screen, it's pretty much pointless. Because your background can't project black. Alright, so let's come out of this for a minute. Take this right here. We're going to, so that just gives you a bit of a mental note that next time you're watching a demonstration of an OLED and it shows any form of black on the screen, you know what you actually will get when it comes to a light gray screen. And keep in mind, the Dark Star 9 is not light gray, it's very dark. That's why it's called a Dark Star 9, but even this screen can't pull contrast next to a black screen. So let's continue on. Oops, let's continue on. Now, if our black screen was producing such a dark, dirty image, it would not have the ability to produce bright colors. As you're seeing in red, blue, you wouldn't get any of this. It'd just be too dark for you to see it. Let's go back here for a minute. We're just going to go back here for a tad of a minute here. Let's go back here to the blue, if I can get this. It's a really fast shot in there. Let's see if we can get that. Alright, we'll bring it here. Just getting set with the polish, that's all. Now you see how beautiful the blues are there? Very beautiful, rich, deep blues, right? Because that's what we all want. We want that color pop, right? We want those nice, deep blues, right? What happens when your screen cannot produce contrast? Your color doesn't pop. So you get this faded looking blue. All right. Let's try this with the Darkstar 9. It's a much darker screen, you know. Probably should come up much better, and it should come up much better because it's a Darkstar 9. I mean, keep in mind, it's an ambient light rejection screen. If you didn't read right there, really close, it's an ambient light rejection screen. And it should do fairly well. It's good, but it needs to be darker. That's when people sit there and say, well, you know, somebody may tell you that, hey, light gray screen paint, whatever it may be, you don't need contrast. Yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. You want to have a closer look by any chance? To see what you're really getting? You have to be able to prove the difference between your technology. And as I said before, that these gray screens do produce color. They produce a higher white level. That's basically about it. But color, the problem you will have will start to fade because it can't produce contrast. You need contrast to make the screen pop. All right, let's swing over here to the side. You can talk to King Groot. Oh, hail King Groot. Let's go to, for a minute, and we are going to go back to our screen right there. Just remove the sample sheet off. That's all it did. Oh, there we go. Beautiful reds, right? Reds. Everybody likes a little red in their gaming. You know what I mean? Red, blood, whatever you want. So let's take this and let's put this up here, okay? Okay, it's already, wow, didn't really notice that, but look at that. Up close, this is my projector is 4,300 lumens. So at 4,300 lumens, and I'm closer than the screen using the sample sheet right here. Look at this. Bit of an eye opener, isn't it? This is the reason why when I was showing the demonstration, I was doing the color slideshow, showing you the different colors, red, blue, green. That's why I was showing you that. Let me show you something right here. Now, keep in mind, a light gray screen is going to produce a higher white color than a black screen, but a white screen is going to produce a higher white level than a gray screen. Yeah, neither one of them can produce contrast. All right, so let's move this to the side real quick. What we're going to do is we're going to take everyday black house paint. I had somebody ask me one time, why don't I just paint the screen all black? We are going to go into our back a little farther back. Let's go back a little farther back into our clear, and we should bring up red. We've done this before, but I'd like to do this again. We'll do this again. Now, the problem you have with painting your screen all black is that black screens cannot produce everyday house paint, black screen, black material, anything that's black. It does not have our technology embedded into it. This particular black surface cannot pull a white level. Now, The first thing people brag about when having a black screen, that it pulls contrast. Yes, it pulls contrast much better than the light gray screen. But it's very important that the screen has the ability to pull a high enough white level. Because if it can't pull high enough white level, that means the image comes out dirty. Very, very dirty and muddy. So we'll go to the color red. Now, if you notice in the demonstration, the light gray screen does not have enough contrast, and therefore the image comes out faded. And the screen that's painted with everyday black paint has too much contrast, and therefore it comes out dark and dirty. Where our screen comes out perfect balance. Keep in mind, this will not change no matter what color I put on this screen. All right, so let's come out of here real quick and let's pull up. I'm just going to flash through this really quick because we've done this many times before. Let's pull up blue. Because remember, when you saw the light gray screen on blue, remember how it came out looking. It was very faded. Blue screen. Let's pull up blue screen. Voila. Blue screen. The image comes out faded on here. Too much contrast. It comes out too dark. Let's have a closer look. Now you see it? It's too dark, which means it has an oversaturation of contrast level. It's pushing out so much of a high black level, the image comes out too dirty and too dark, where the light gray screen does not have enough contrast, and it pushes off a faded image. That's why they tell you that you have to go in and calibrate your projector, but you really don't have to calibrate your projector, because calibrating projectors, for anybody who knows this, came out when projection screens were all white. Then you had to calibrate your projector, because keep in mind, even with the lights out, the screen would still fade. Not going to be pretty dark in here because we do have light in the environment. Now I know there are people disliking this, but hey, this is the truth. This is what I'm showing you live. There's no way for me to fake this at all, any way whatsoever. You are watching this live. Now, when I did videos that weren't recorded live, then it was a denial that was set in that, hey, the video's being used in special effects or editing or whatever nonsense, but this is live. You're watching this as I snap my hand. You're watching this as it happens in real time. So I can get up here and I can show you a bunch of beautiful pictures on my projector over here at 4,300 lumens. Or I can basically show you the truth on what you're actually really getting. Now, let's say, when some people say, well, maybe it's your projector doing all the work. Well, let's go move it up there, because this has shifting capability. So we're going to shift our picture upward. So now we have the image pushed up on the wall. Now, for those of you saying, well, Mr. Bird, it's not fair because your wall is green and that is going to change the color of the image. Well, let's see. Let's see if we can fix that. We'll go get ourselves. And this is not sarcastic talk in any way whatsoever. Those of you that subscribe to my channel, you know what I do. But I do have the naysayers that I have to explain this to. Naysayers don't like me. They don't like me at all. It's really easy for me, like I said, to go up and show you a bunch of pretty pictures. I can show that to you right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a bit of white. So we have light gray, we have black. We'll put a little white here, right there. There we go. So this is for those of you that are using white screens. Oof. The horror. The horror. Alright, so now we got half the screen up on the wall, and we have a white screen, gray screen paint mix, and a black screen. So as I told you before, that the gray screen paint mix is going to produce slightly a little bit more contrast than the white screen. White screens are going to be to produce a higher white level because it is white. Gray screen cannot produce a white screen like a white screen because it has that kind of tint to it. And the black house paint does not produce a white level at all due to the fact that the image is going to come out dark and dirty. And if you take my projector and you shift it halfway off my screen and hit the wall, well, there you go. And keep in mind, as I said, it doesn't make a difference if I have a 4300 lumen projector with all this power. The bottom line is, without the technology, the picture is crap. That's it. All right, so we can justify that. That's why when I put it halfway up, I want to show you that even if it's white, it's not going to come out any better than this or that. You know, I mean, it's just not. So those of you that are using white screens, I'm not even going to basically entertain that one, because the problem is that I have people that are arguing me down and telling me, oh, white screen looks absolutely amazing. No, it does not. No, it does not. All right, so let's move our image back down. This is what I love about lens shift, because I don't have to move my projector. I can just take the image. So let's go for a brighter color. Let's go for pink. Pink's a nice bright color. Let's come out of this real quick. Oh, we got a little a light blue. This is a light blue. Now, as you can see in the light blue, the image comes out still a bit too faded, and when it comes to the black, too much contrast. This is light blue. Let's go over and change our color to, let's go with green. We have not done green yet. Let's take this off real quick. We'll clear this out. Put in green. Green, 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 green. This is why you think your colors are off when you're using light gray screen paints. Your color is not off on your projector. You're calibrating your projector for nothing. Because you think your colors are off and you think that you have to calibrate your projector. It's nothing wrong with your projector. It's your screen that's the problem. My projector's never been calibrated. So how is it that our technology is pulling up a nice beautiful green when it's faded here and then you got too much oversaturation of black there? Now, as I said before in the demonstration, I'll make this crystal clear because some people only hear what they want to hear, so we will make this crystal clear. I'm going to put on a white screen. Now, as I said, when it comes to a light gray screen paint, it will produce a higher white level. When it comes to the black screen right here, the house painted screen, because it cannot produce a white level, it's going to come out darker. So it just shows that our technology can produce a white level higher than any black screen. If I put on contrast or color, the light gray screen will fade. If I put on contrast, you won't see it. So let's begin. We'll do white because I don't want anybody saying, well, it's not fair because you did every other color and you didn't do white. All right, so let's go over here and let's pull up the color white. It should pop up automatically because I use these all the time. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull up the color white. Now, as I said crystal clear in the demonstration, light gray screen, it's going to pull up a higher white level. The screen painted with everyday house paint is going to pull up a darker image because it cannot pull a white level. Well, our technology can pull up a white level better than a black screen. A light gray screen and white screen will always have a more superior white level than any black screen out there because they have that ability to pull a higher white level. But a white screen will always be able to pull a higher white level than a gray screen because it is actually white. Now, we'll pull up black. And this is something I want you to see very carefully when I do the black demonstration. Now, when I told you that a black screen has to be at a poor white level. If it doesn't pull white level, that means the image comes out too much concentration of a black level, which means it's going to come out extremely dark when it comes to a black color. You'll see. These are all the tests that you have to do. You can't just make screen paint, just make it. You have to run all these tests on it. So let's go over to black, which you should pull up. We'll just put the A there. It should put down black screen. There we go, black screen. Pull up a black screen. This is the 24-hour black screen we're loading right now. It is now running. As I told you before, you can't see contrast here. It's completely gone. The black house paint pulls up black contrast. As I said before, any black screen can pull up black contrast. The problem that you will have with a screen of black house paint, black material, if it doesn't have the ability to pull up a white level and it's oversaturation with too high of a black level, then that means any white level is going to come up dirty. Watch this. I'm going to take this right here. Let me show you something really quick. Now we have an all black screensaver running right now. As you can see, the screen in the middle, which is house paint, is producing a very high black level. So the black level literally is so high that it produces contrast. It has an insane amount of contrast. It's black house paint. But when it comes to white levels, it can't produce a white level, and that's why the image comes out darker. So it's a shame that no one's going to explain this to you in any video demonstrations. They're not going to explain this to you. They're going to put you in an ambient light and controlled environment or dark environment, turn on their projectors and take the camera and push it. Oh, look how beautiful the detail looks. Look how amazing the picture looks. You don't even know what you're buying. You really don't know what you're buying. Because they don't explain this part to you. Let's see. Oh yeah, blue. Blue. We're just telling you what they want you to hear. That's it. And keep in mind, when someone shows you an image of a 4K projector in the dark hitting a light gray screen, and they take the camera and they put it right up close on top of it, keep in mind how far back you're going to be sitting from that screen. You're really not going to be able to see all that up close unless you have Superman abilities. That's all to it. Just think about that one. There's no point in me taking the camera and saying, look at all the deep. There's no point. I don't even sit that close to my screen. I'm back around maybe about 10 feet back. My room is 12 feet 5 inches, so I'm back around 10 feet back from my screen. The important thing is that when you turn on the lights, can you still see your screen? That's what's important. Let's go to pink. I don't know if this is pink. It's definitely not pink. Image is really still dirty. Still dirty. You can't produce a white level. That's why it's coming up dirty. So here we are. I have a snow screensaver. Pulls a very dirty image. Does it not? Look at our screen on this side. How beautiful. And look on this side. Very dirty image. We didn't get any snow like that for Christmas. Would have been nice though. I don't think I've been in Philadelphia for a long time. I used to live in Delaware at one point, and I remember, man. Yeah, I believe a little bit about climate change, man, because I do remember having snow in Christmas. We don't even get snow in Christmas anymore. It's rare that we get snow in Christmas. We get snow somewhere between maybe after January. We'll get snow. But we don't get it like that anymore. We don't get that anymore. That's crazy. Like every Christmas, I just really can't remember having snow. It's always rain or something else. Because it's too warm. Right now, literally, we had a couple of days ago, we had weather that was 60 degrees. Like, wow. I mean, I don't want to go all freaking, environmental and everybody here, but tell you the truth, I had somebody come to my front door and they were talking about how we're destroying the ozone and all that. Man, if anyone ever studied the industrial age, like the revolution of the industrial age, you do know at that particular era we've already destroyed freaking ozone layer. Ozone layer was destroyed a long time ago. We didn't just start doing it; it was already done. If you studied anything on the industrial age, where man started really coming into machinery, and everything was run off coal, you had freaking steam engines that ran off coal. You had freaking factories that ran off coal. Everything was fossil fuel, was coal. So imagine all those factories burning all that coal and it going up into the atmosphere. Man, that was destroyed a long time ago. We just pretty much at our time now, we're just pretty much trying to slow down a freight train that's going down an icy track at a 90-degree incline. That's what we're dealing with right now. But that stuff happened many years ago. And then consider the fact that if you grew up in the freaking 70s era where aerosol can sprays were all the rage. Imagine, millions and millions of people using aerosol cans every day at every 5 minutes to poof their hair. And keep in mind, just not all, it was every race. Black people were involved in that too, the Jerry curl. So keep in mind, spraying all these aerosol cans. Come on, man. Between that particular era and that era, we destroyed that already. But I think we did it pretty much around the industrial age. Because if you study the industrial age, as a matter of fact, anybody who's ever played, good gracious, what version of that? Syndicate. If you played Assassin's Creed Syndicate, if you look at that era was the industrial age. Every factory ran off coal. So, pretty much wrecked that one a long time ago. So, we're just now being aware of it and trying to slow down the process. I know we've done this a dozen times, but I just want to show you. So I had that question asked many times. What would happen if I just go out and get my can of black flat paint? I could do the same thing. There's no difference in your product. See how beautiful that looks? When you look at this. Because black house paint, black material, I haven't found any real black projection screen samples sheets to go against, because now I'm finding out that the Elite screens, and they have a few dark screens that they do develop, they're not black, they're dark gray. So I have not found a professional black screen that I can go side by side with to test white levels. So I just, and people keep in mind, like I said, I've never seen I've done already, somebody else had hold on for a minute, let me shift it real quick. I'll show you something real quick. So this right here, we'll leave out this real quick. Actually somebody had a black screen paint that they had online, and I tested their product. It came out dirty. It's just that it's not pulling a high enough white level. I'll show you the demonstration that I did. But the bottom line is, like I said, there is no other company that develops a black screen. And if they do have one, well, we're going to get your sample and we're going to do it side by side, because I'm curious to see who has the higher white level. Any black surface can do contrast. It's white levels that we're going to see. What is the difference between your technology and ours? There's no point in doing screen paints, because like I said, there's no challenge there at all when it comes to somebody else's screen paint. I want to see what, I can't go near black diamond, so that's not going to happen. Yeah, we're not going to go near black diamond. For those of you that are curious why we can't go near SL screens, I think I did post the document on my I did post a document on my Facebook page. I will share the link at the bottom, and you can go in and hit that link and you can read the document on why we can't go near SL screens, or the screens anymore. So you can see right from there. But other than that, I haven't seen any black screens at all. Only ones I've seen basically is black screen paint, and they don't do our demonstrations on our level. I mean, they may claim they have the same thing we have, but I don't see them testing their technology against other black screens or anything else. Man. All right, so let's keep going from there. Let's see if we got anything else here we can play around with. Oh, nope, can't use that one. You don't understand. Can't use that one. If there's any form of singing on there, there could be a copyright behind that one. I'm not going down that road today. You gotta be careful about that. Really careful. If there's any kind of singing, any kind of music on there, it could be copyrighted music. That's why the minute you start singing, like, oop, not today. Now, if it's instrumental, the chances are it's something they grabbed up out of YouTube. Oh, what a nice couple. Anyone who's married knows it doesn't all work out that way. There's a ton of arguments. You gotta pick and choose your battles. I love it when I see couples that are married for the first time and they talk about how amazing it is. Like, yep, give it some time. Give it some time. You gotta pick and choose your battles. And you see where it's dark? Right here, it's just too dark. It has to pull a natural color. They missed that high five, I'd have been cracking up. That's what I love about having lens shift. There we go. I can pull the image over. That's what I love about having lens shift. Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to go out there and paint your screen with some black paint. Don't do that. Do not do that. Yeah, you will mess your screen up. Don't do it. Yeah, do not do it, period. What's with this one right here? That's pretty cool. Oh, man. Oh, wait. You know what? I want to check it real quick. I gotta go eat too. I'm hungry. Oh, that looks beautiful. Let's sorry about that for a minute. I think I had something called no. I'll get it in a few minutes. And check out Kangaroo. I gotta take this off the screen real quick. Okay. Okay, 3, 1, 2. Hold on for a minute. Sorry about that. I do apologize. There we go. It's like gray screen paint. Now, let me see. Let's go get we don't have it. Why do we don't have it? I have all this stuff here. I don't have it. Let me see. Hold on for a minute. For a minute. Let's see over there. this we're going to be using. I have another sample sheet coming. This is the Gray Cinema 5D by Elite Screens. Okay. It's a light silver screen by Elite Screen. We do also have, if I can find it, I have some other ones here. I have to get a better sample sheet of this one. I gotta get a better sample sheet of the Firehawk G4. I do have a Firehawk G4, but it's so badly beat up. I'm gonna have to get me another one. So that's done. This is done. It's gone into trash. But that was the Firehawk G4. Those are made by, I don't know if they're made by Seymour AV. I'm not sure. Let me see. We have here. Looking for the matinee silver and the matinee black. That's what I'm looking for. Looking for those particular two. But right now we have the light gray screen paint. We do have a Gray Cinema 5D. Now, as I said before, Gray Cinema 5D is a little different from the Dark Star 9. Dark Star 9 is a more an elite flagship screen, so they cost about $3,000. Where those of you, some of you probably have a Gray Cinema 5D in your home. They're probably maybe around $1,100, $1,200, no, $1,300 right there. All right, so let's go on from here. Bring it back just a little bit. Stand in the way. I do apologize. So let me see, because like I said, there's no point in me testing my screen paint against other mixes. That's why I always put a name brand in there. So, you know, those of you who have the Gray Cinema 5D by Elite Screens, you know what kind of screen it is. You know the record it has on it. So, you know, just showing you. When I say contrast is everything. Just trying to be a little more organized in here. Let me show you. See, I told you that I deal with, there's a lot of people who have really high-end home theater setups that'll pay $5,000 for a projection screen. And they want to know the difference about what we have versus what they have. This is the darkest screen I could actually get. This is the MB, what that stands for. That's a matinee black. That is from Seymour AV. They make the matinee black. This one right here. This is matinee black. Ooh, brand new matinee black. Woohoo! Yay! This one right here, which I have to get another one. These are not cheap. You got to pay $20 to get the screen. That is a DMP Supernova right there. They make the Infinity and Blade. If you're curious about getting that sample sheet, there's a number right there you can call them. But keep in mind, it's not free. They will charge you $20 for that sample sheet. Can't get that one for free. I tried to get the best of what they had. This right here is a MS, is a matinee silver. So the darkest screen that Seymour AV makes is a matinee silver. That's the darkest, matinee black is the darkest screen they make. But so we can be fair on everything. So let's grab, to apologize with this, I'm going to grab this particular also two sample sheet by Elite Screens. We did this one. This is the darkest one they make. All right. This is the Dark Star 9. And I told you before that a Dark Star 9 does have ambient light rejection technology. I know I got to change your, ordered all new ones, so they're coming in, so they look minty. All right. So we'll take that. We'll turn this to the side. So we got a little bit of everything up there. We have a Digital One Crystal Screen Paint Mix. As I said before, that screen paint mix is made with bare silver screen, any form of Metallica paint, and any form of Christmas glitter. That's pretty much how it's made. Like I said, that stuff does the same thing as any other light gray mix out there on the market. So you can make that at $30 a gallon. This right here is a Gray Cinema 5D by Elite Screens. Price tag for 100-inch of this screen would probably run you in the price tag of maybe $1,200, $1,300. And then we have a flagship Elite Dark Star 9. These are Prime Vision screens, category Prime Vision. Price tag for these screens are probably around $3,000 or more. All right. And then the bigger screen you're seeing is a Supreme 8 wallpaper screen, price tag at $468. Also, too, keep in mind that this screen size does 16:9, 16:10, and 235.1, where this particular screen right here at 100 inches only does 16:9. That only does 16:9. If you want these screens in 235.1, I'm gonna go back and get it at 235.1. Then you're talking about a couple $1,000s more. They're not going to give you that option for free. So a lot of people don't realize when it comes to our wallpaper screens that you have a 235.1 option on the screen, because the screen can produce that image or that ratio size. All right, so the screens will have the ability to pick up color, but they will not pick up contrast. Well, in some cases, it'll be gray. All right, where is the controller? Let's go back a tad so we can be fair on this. All right, and let's start from here. Let's start from here. And look at that. So, keep in mind, the next time, somebody says, well, your price is too expensive, I can come in here and say, well, guess what? You can go out and spend $3,000 for a projection screen or $1,300 for a projection screen to $1,200. And these are name brand screens. This is Elite. These are all Elite screens right here. Or you can basically just dumb down your projector with a light screen paint and just basically just fade out your image altogether. So, keep in mind, if I ever decided to sell out to one of these big companies and they were to incorporate that technology into one of these screens, you're going to pay a whole lot more than $5,000 a screen on the level. Keep in mind, this is a dark gray screen. It's $3,000. So if my technology was attached to it, do you have any idea what that screen would cost? It's not going to be a pretty picture. Ain't like I got it. It's not like the first time I haven't got an offer. Just to put it out there. I've gotten offers before. I just turned them down because people don't realize that if I sold out and I gave this technology to the biggest company, write me a large check, I wouldn't be living here, and I wouldn't be doing any more of these videos. I wouldn't be making any more paint. And then you'll have to be stuck in the era until somebody comes up that did what I did and do all the researching of 11 years or 12 years and get to where they're at, where I'm at, to basically to prove that your technology can actually work. Because keep in mind, I mean, it's handy. When I started off, the only screen paint they had on the market was Goose Screen, and Goose Screen was like $500 to $600 a quart. Yes, $500 to $600 a quart when Goose Screen came out. And then you had a company called Grey Wolf that designed these screens, and you had Daylight Screens and all of them when they came out. This is way before Black Diamond ever existed. So if you got a projector, and at that time my projector was the BenQ MS500, the only choice that I had, that there was some online YouTube screen paint that you can make, but found out that two of the elements that wanted to make it, the company went out of business. So you were just basically just running around just trying to make all these weird mixes and testing to see if the product worked or if it didn't work. So majority of most demonstrations were done in the dark with a high power projector or a low key projector. Either way, it was done in the dark. There is no such thing as screens that can produce images outside. So keep in mind the technology we developed on our end. We have technology that I can show you, look, this is what my technology looks like to a high powered screen. Now, everybody's heard of Elite Screens. You're looking at it right here live. I can show you that, how you can get a screen, and I hate to say this, and I don't want to get hit with any crazy nonsense, but it's right here and you can see it for yourself, so they can't say I kind of slandered them in any way. But you can see here where my screen is actually outperforming a $3,000 screen. So when you buy light gray screen paint, you got to ask yourself, what is the difference between that and a $3,000 screen? I have clients that spend thousands and thousands of dollars for home theater setup. I can easily show them this demonstration and say, look, you can go spend $3,000 for that screen, or you can buy one of these screens for $468 and buy more speakers or whatever you want for your home theater setup. Hey, stick the rest of the money in the bank. Just a little something to think about. Because it isn't as easy as, like I said, going in and just mixing something together and making a screen. It's not that easy. You have to be able to test your product. You have to show that your product is better than anything out there on the market. And you can't just test it against cheap screen paint mixes. You have to test it against the big boys. That's what they want to see. Because if a company like Elite Screen calls you down to their facility, I guarantee you they're going to pull out one of their flagships and they're going to match it against your screen. If you tested it already and you beat their screen and you got their attention for them to fly you down there, then hey, you know exactly, you're walking out of there with no problem. Like I said, with all the demonstrations I've done with ambient light rejection, come on, you can stick my screen into a facility. And keep in mind, they're using 6,000 lumen projectors. That's a freaking cakewalk for our technology. And we could do it at 1,100 lumens outside. But I think it'd be a while before I sell out. I might not even sell it at all, to tell you the truth. So I'm pretty sure when this video is done, somebody from their company is going to be looking at this demonstration. And somewhere along the line, I'm probably going to end up getting a phone call or an email asking me about the Supreme 8. How it's designed, how it's coded, how can it be applied. I guarantee you. If it didn't, like I said, SL Screens wouldn't have contacted us saying our product had potential. And that's mine. This is technology that was from 2016. That was way back. Now, if I had chose in 2016 to give up secrets on our technology to SL Screens, who knows what would have happened. I mean, heck, at the end of the day, I'd have got myself a nice, huge check, and I could have walked off, you know, got a bigger house, got a better car, you know what I mean? Forget y'all. I'm paid. But I didn't do that. No, I didn't do it. Because I didn't think it was fair that somebody has to spend $4 to $5 grand for a projection screen. It's outrageous. It's not fair. So, like I said, my price fits my needs on to keep my company going and what I do in my everyday life. Dude, I don't have a job. My job, and keep my friends when we say go get a real job. I graduated from culinary arts. I did 2 months as what do you call it? What's the name for it when they tell you do apprenticeship? 2 months in Paris. I also too have a degree in IT tech. I have a few degrees. I'm 51 years old. So I just chose this field because it's my passion and it's what I love to do. So I gave up all that to do this. That's a huge, crazy leap to do. And like I said, I got bills like everybody else to pay, but I didn't sell out. I didn't sell it to a lot of big companies that wanted to basically integrate my technology into theirs, because at that particular time, like I said, when I had the BenQ MS500 and I sold my 2 TVs for this giant screen that I wanted to get, because my friend had this 120-inch a Grey Wolf that he was gaming on his Xbox 360, and here I am with my 2011 motherboard, 264 gigs of PCO 3000 OC, couple of Tesla video cards, and my machine. Keep in mind, if you look up a 2011 motherboard, that machine basically has a it takes 4 CPUs of 12 core processors. It's a beast. I had one of those. So I got rid of my TVs and ended up getting this projector, which was an MS500, and it was anywhere near my video card, because the MS500 was a projector. I think it was around 2800 lumens, and it was 600 by 800 res SVGA. It was way under my video cards. So, like I said, that's when I first developed Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, which I forgot to show you. Hold on for a minute. So yeah, so you know, been in the business for about 11, 12 years, and you know, got a chance to meet a lot of interesting people and a lot of big companies and stuff. But the reason why I didn't sell out my technology, because when I was doing the research, and oh man, the painstaking research, if you're buying a projector for the first time, is a freaking nightmare, because it is. You want to make sure you get everything just right. You want to make sure it works well with the screen. If it marries well with the screen, you know, you got to go through a whole lot of crap. That's what it was, you know, when I was coming up. But anyway, long story short, you know, I keep saying long story short, a long story. I had to figure out ways on how to get a nice screen, because I knew without a nice screen, my projector was garbage, and I just wasn't getting the picture quality that I wanted. And when I tried to look up the Grey Wolf, it was $3,000. Couldn't afford $3,000 for that screen. It was just too expensive, and I didn't want to pay $3,000 if I had the money. Long story short, this is where I started experimenting and doing research, and a lot of prayer from God. Those you may not believe in God, I do. A lot of prayer from God, and 11 years later, our technology just kept advancing and getting better and better and better. We just kept working at it. Now, I can show you demonstrations, as you've seen, of my screen sitting outside. I can show you demonstrations on all sorts of projectors. I can show you demonstrations against high-performance projection screens. I can show you demonstrations of screens being submerged underwater, frozen, heating up. You name it, we did it already. You know what I mean? We did it live. We started doing live streams to show you that we were not pulling any smokes and mirrors. You know, just about everything under the sun we've already done. You know what I mean? I can show you testimonies from my customers that we have, you know. And I was blessed to be able to, and I started my company in a little tiny rented room. That's where I started from. Now, if my technology wasn't good, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. Got a nice big house, big backyard, a nice deck. It's not a mansion. I don't drive a Lamborghini, but it's nice to have, you know. So it's a blessing. But I don't work anymore. I run my company. And this is, you know, if my company was this, that, and the other, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. All right, so let's go in, and like I said, you know, I just felt it was unfair, because when I started doing research on other projection screen companies, I'm seeing screens for $4,000 and $5,000. I'm like, wow, like that much money for a screen? Like, what does it do? This thing better transform and do taxes, and better clean the house and everything for that kind of money. And I thought it was just unfair that only certain people got to have the best of the best. So why can't everybody have the best of the best? So that's when I started developing better screen paint. And it wasn't enough to do screen paint against other people's screen paint, because that was pointless. I had to go after the big dog. So that's when I started calling and submitting for information on samples. What's the difference between my screen and the Black Diamond? What's the difference between my screen and DMP Supernova? What's better, Seymour AV, the Firehawk G4, like all these different screens. I just had to know. Let's go under, this is my old company, under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. This is where it all started. This is me right here, painting a screen. This is me painting the screen right here. I told you we developed this stuff years ago.
Hello, my name is Ken. I'm a designer.
This is one of my not first videos.
This video demonstration, I'm going to show you exactly how you
Let me show the color of the paint so you can look at it. Get the paint it. There we go. Hold on. You'll see my logo. This is the old logo in our company.
It's very easy. If you can paint a wall, you can paint a screen. I'm going to come over here for a minute. Sorry about the giant area. This is the general pixel screen and the quart sizes. And this is going to be the new general pixel screen and the gallon sizes. I'm changing.
See those computers right there? Those are my babies. I built those. Those are my mod PCs.
Now, in this video demonstration, you'll see exactly how easy it is for you to paint an HD screen on your wall in no time at all. So we get the camera set over here.
Now, this particular time, Goose Screen was all the rage. And with Goose Screen, it took hours to paint a screen. And this is one of the demonstrations we submitted to ABS forums showing that you could paint a screen in no time at all. There's me. Way back. Oh my goodness. That's way back. Always kept my head shaved. It's a military thing. Now, when I told you that we made this product that, you know who has it, look at the color of it. We had this technology years ago. Except for the only difference between our technology and the one that, who displays, our technology was ambient light rejection. But we didn't even know what ambient light rejection was at the time. Literally didn't know what it was. We just called it the daytime screen paint. Now the reason why this is being painted onto a black wall, because at this particular time, if you wanted to paint the screen on your wall, it required a lot of sanding and a lot of priming, just to paint the screen. And this demonstration is showing that you don't have to prime the screen. Let's go a little farther than this because I'll be on there painting forever on that little tiny brush. We'll get to the very end of it. See, we did like gray screens, but it's silver screens. We do all that stuff already. It's kind of cool how you can watch yourself, when you first started off in this little tiny room. And now I'm here in this house, you know what I mean? It's just amazing. God is amazing. I was a little tiny room. A little touch just on it. I wanted to make sure I get my corners. We're done. My camera wasn't all that good either. And me trying to get the tape off the wall. So if you go in and you Google Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, you will find all my old demonstrations. And you will see that we were developing that product 11 years ago. We already had it. Everything that you see displayed today, those mixes, we had them already. We've already did it. And even I can see the flaws in my own technology. The whole background is supposed to be black. I can see all that. I can see my flaws in my own stuff. And that's not even a 4K projector. That is a 720p projector I'm using.
As you can see from the video demonstration, it doesn't make a difference if the lights are on and off. This will get a crystal clear image. It takes no time at all to put an LED screen on the wall. Pretty much, you can do all this.
Like I said, we had that technology years and years ago. It's nothing new. Look at this. Light gray screen. All the lights are off. This video was freaking, this movie was hilarious. 720p projector, no 4K. And mind you, you got people using light gray screen paints with 4K projectors. This was a 2000 lumen 720p projector we were using. And we were pulling that image in a fully lit environment on a light gray screen. Sit right down the bottom so you can see that it is my work. Digital and crystal screen paint. You look at my old company, you will see that we were developing that product years ago. And we were doing it on 720p projectors. No 4K, no 1080p, 720p projectors and fully lit environments. Right here, this is a customer of ours. Actually, he's one of our beta testers. His name was Zone 78. This is him using our Crystal One screen paint right there. 3.6 high definition 4K. We developed that technology. That is one of our beta testers. We had beta testers when we had the company. This is his demonstration on our product. So when people sit there and say, oh, do you have any customers that have your technology? Do you have any idea how old my company is? You can go back to our original company under Digital and Crystal Screen Paint, and we have tons of beta testers that tested our product for us. There's zone right there. Another video by the beta tester. This technology is garbage compared to what we have now. There's another demonstration. There's me right there painting in another screen.
Hello, my name is Kenneth. I'm the designer of digital crystal screen paint. And this video demonstration is going to be a little bit different than the rest. That never look like. Alright, so we're going to be demonstrating on this video is basic how easy it is to create do-it-yourself HD screen.
Wow, a lot of memories. Alright, let me just go back here real quick and just show you the paint. I'm going to color the paint. Same thing. Told you. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Let me go back for a minute because I want to show you.
Now, let me give you an up-close demonstration so you can see exactly why it's called crystal screen. Now, as you can see, paint crystallizes where light hits it. The more light hits the screen, the brighter it gets. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if I want to watch it at night? Well, the light that comes off your projector is a light.
I'm one of many specialized assassins in our present called loopers.
So if he tells you that I don't know anything about his technology, I know his technology. I made it years ago. Got contracts off of it too. That's it right there. So you know my company at Luminous. You didn't realize that we had a company we first started out called Digital One Crystal Screen Paints. We had beta testers. There's tons of customer reviews on our technology. The stuff you're seeing now is the advanced version. Way beyond the stuff that we were developing 11 years ago. The stuff you're seeing everybody else has now, that's old technology. That's why we tell you it's old. This stuff right here, I wouldn't paint this on my wall if you made me $1 million. It's not at its peak. This technology we have here is at its peak.
This is the paint crystallizing as it dries.
Nah. This is another paint that we developed. This was a 3D paint. Right there. We never did anything with it. It was designed out of a dare. So it was a dare for $1,000. It was not a dare like $1,000. It was a bit of a bet to see if we couldn't develop a 3D paint. This stuff I really would like to go back into.
Hello, my name is Kenneth, and I'm the designer of Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. And what you're seeing here is
Kenneth, the designer of Crystal Edge Screen Paint.
that much light.
I think I'm going to develop this stuff again. I'm going to make a black version of this 3D paint.
Crystals. This is why it's called Digital One Crystal Screen Paint.
It was a 3D hologram paint, and I think we're going to do another one. Yeah, these are all videos under my company, under Digital One. That's what it probably look like. Painted screens. Yep, told you. Our company goes back way back. A lot of people don't realize. Wow. I forgot about half of these demonstrations, man.
Hello, my name is Kenneth and I'm the designer of digital and crystal screen paint. And for those of you who love to watch sports, football, basketball, hockey, whatever it may be, this is going to be watching on a 73 picture. Alright, enough of this.
See the color of that paint?
So what we're going to do is, we're going to watch a demonstration. Sports.
Hold on for a minute. I'm going through some of this stuff real quick. Our light gray screen paint.
Now, mind you, we are doing it on a fully lit room.
In a video, oh, that was bad back then. I didn't have some of the stuff that I have now. Do you remember a certain individual who came out with a product trying to say it was called Sky Blue? That was our technology. We developed it first 5 years ago. So he copied our technology and tried to call his Sky Blue. I'm going to show you right here. Under our company, Sky Blue Color HD, 5 years ago, we developed that technology. But a certain individual came on his channel and said that he developed it first. Nope, we had it first.
Just want to tell you guys that they're on YouTube and Facebook. Well, I'm trying something a little different today. A friend of mine was saying, hey, have you ever tried making a sky blue form of HD screen paint? And I thought maybe.
So let me show you the results of it.
My junky room, but when I'm painting, my room's always a mess. And the blue works. It works magnificent. I mean, I love it. I mean, I still have to do a lot more tests on it, but the colors, as you can see, are extremely vivid and really sharp, very bright. And the screen is actually.
You see that small little room? That was my work environment right there. That's what I lived in, that little tiny room for 14. It was 14 years.
Amazing. I love it.
No, it was 4 years. 4 years. It was 4 years. Developing screen paint in that little room for 4 years.
Your bed, guys.
It was 4 years working that little tiny room. Yeah. 4 years. Yeah, these are all the videos from our company. Way back, man. First started my website under Digital and Crystal Screen Paint. Now, for those of you who are trying to figure out what happened to Digital and Crystal Screen Paint, well, it's a bit of an interesting story. We got a contract from, this is why I don't do business overseas anymore. We don't do contracts overseas. You live and learn from your mistakes. And we got a, now it's Luminous now, but at that particular time it was Digital. So we got a contract, we got a call from a company who came in and they wanted to work with us on products involving our screen paint, and they issued us a 10-year contract and gave us somewhere between $7,000 up front. And like this was transferred to our PayPal account, like $7,000. So of course, yeah, you know, you're definitely going to jump on that, right? You know, so because you're living in this tiny little room and you're developing screen paint and you just can't believe that a company is just going to give you $7,000. So long story short, this company was slowly stealing our company's name, and they were developing a company under Digital One Crystal. Look it up, it'll pop up. And long story short, because we were locked into this 10-year contract under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint products, the only way that we could get out of the contract was to basically develop a brand new company under Digital 4K Crystal Onyx. That's where that company came from. And that's how we were able to get rid of them. So what we did was we basically designed a whole new product, and that new product was actually given to our beta testers, and our beta testers did side-by-side demonstrations versus the new technology versus the old, and we were able to obsolete our own technology, which basically caused their sales to drop because nobody wanted to do business with that particular paint because it was old considered to the stuff that we had. And when they tried to take us to court over it, they couldn't because the old contract was under that particular brand and they couldn't get rights to the new technology. And that's how we got rid of them. And that's how I lost my first company's name. So I learned a valuable lesson that I will never sign a contract overseas ever again. Yep, like I say, you experience, business experience goes a long way. Oh, this was one called Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. It was called Ice 2.0. This was technology we also developed. The screen was white. It was actually a white screen paint that we developed. HD white. Which I don't even know how that's even possible now that we did that black technology. So this is a white screen that produces fairly good black levels. But still not as good as the technology we develop now. This is one we're developing silver screens. This right here is another beta tester, Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. This is the high def paint that we developed. This was actually tested out by a fellow by the name of Zone 708. He was doing a lot of our beta testing for our technology. This is his video. Look at the details on the bricks. Look at the detail on the car, how shiny the car looks. Like I said, we've had this stuff years ago. And it's nothing new. That's what the stuff I see now. And when people sit there and say they want to test our product, we designed your stuff years ago. That's why I'm not threatening when people do these reviews on our technology, because the stuff that you have, we can make it. I can literally make everything he has because we already had it. This one right here was done on a 700 lumen by the name of Zone 708 that was testing digital and crystal screen paint. This is a black technology we developed 5 years ago on a 700 lumen projector. We've had black technology for quite some time. This is on 700 lumens. And keep in mind, this stuff is old, so it doesn't produce the images we have now, the technology. It took a while to actually get the technology right because it had to produce a higher white level. It was saturated with just too many black levels. Okie doke. Wow. Freaking unbelievable. It's just amazing just to go back and just see all this stuff, man. Zone 708. Movie demonstration. So yeah, other people have tested our stuff. Our stuff has been out there for a while. Everybody thinks Luminous is just a new company. No, Luminous has been out for a while. This is interesting. You'll find it's pretty interesting. Got bored one day and I was wondering what would happen if I basically paint a hoodie covered with our screen paint. and put somebody against a projection screen. So here it is. This is actually Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. How you can cover anything you want.
Me and my friend Howie testing out the Digital One Crystal Blue Paint. And right now he is wearing a jacket that is covered completely in the paint. And we're going to show a demo of Xbox Live.
Now, the reason why this demonstration was done, because like I said, at that particular era, you couldn't paint screen paint on just anything. You had to paint it strictly to a wall, and the wall had to be sanded down perfectly fine, perfectly flat, in order for you to apply a screen paint. That's how it was. So when I did this demonstration, I was saying, hey, look, you can paint this stuff on anything you want. I can coat a hoodie or a jacket with our paint and put somebody against the wall, and it blends in. And then we got somebody who contacted us from the military about doing projection camouflage. And this was around, when that was done 7 years ago. So stuff you're seeing now, we did it years ago. I mean years ago. Transparent screen paint. Did that one too. 5 years ago. We developed a transparent paint that you could apply onto a glass window, and all you would have to do when you're done with it is just rip it off, and that's it.
Kenneth Burton, designer of Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. Today I'm just showing off a little bit of the Digital One Crystal Clear 2.6 transparent screen paint, which is truly an amazing paint. Now, beautiful thing about this paint is you can paint this on your storefront windows, rear projector screens. The paint has a 2.6 gain, which using this in a fully lit room.
That's how small my room was. I was working in. That's how big my room is.
Right. And then you put the projector here on blank mode. You can see this, all right, so you can see objects on the other end.
So that was developed because we had customers who basically wanted to paint their glass windows, but they wanted to be able to remove the product if they wanted to. They didn't want something that was going to be permanently stuck to the glass. So we developed a formula that you could coat this onto your glass, and when you got done, you could just easily just peel it off like a piece of tape.
With no problem. So my Iron Man and some other objects I have back there.
I have a video playing on this. I think I did a video on this. Yeah, I did. Mind, this is a long time ago. The technology, like I said, we have is much better than this. That is a long time ago. Let me see what else we have here really quick before I get on out of here. Outdoor screen paint. Yep, that's something else we was working on. Oh my goodness, yes. This is a demonstration. These are old way demonstrations. 3 years ago. This is black technology we were developing 3 years ago. This is the first house we moved into after I left the little tiny room. This is a black blackout cloth that we developed. See, that's the material right there.
Pulling to get the wrinkles out. If you're doing a frame screen, if you're going to use it.
And this is where you learn from experience in business. Now, the reason why you can't paint a vinyl black surface and fold it up and ship it to your customers is because the screen technically is still curing, which means there's actually liquid in the screen. Even though the screen is dry, there's still liquid particles in the screen that are still releasing itself from the screen. So, and then this was, when we developed this, we didn't know this was going to happen. So you learn from your mistakes. It cost me thousands of dollars to repair, fix the damage, but we were able to refund everybody their money back. So what happened was, when you paint on a vinyl surface or PVC surface, anything like that, and the technology we were developing was not drying fast enough. So what happens is, with the technology we have now, we can coat this onto a PVC surface and it dries just like that, extremely fast. But at that particular time, we didn't know about technology when it comes to, well, I can't tell you that part because then that'd be giving away too much information, but speeding up the drying time. All right, so, and this problem we had here, and the reason why these don't exist anymore, is because when we would fold the screen up, because the screens were designed to expand and pull all the wrinkles out, when that surface would make contact with the other surface, which was also painted, that moisture would actually intertwine and it would cause the screen to stick together. When the customer wanted to take the screen apart, it would rip. And that's when we started working on developing a technology that bleeds into the surface. That's why we can paint a motorized projection screen, and we have screens sitting out there for days and they don't crack or peel because the chemical bleeds into the surface. But like I said, you live and learn. This was done on a NEC 2000 lumen projector.
Our screens are using a game called Crystal. Sorry, no, sorry, I'm so tired. I have no idea. The new game is called Crystal Technology Game.
Crystal Technology Game. That's how old that technology is. Yeah, we've been doing this for quite a long time. Like I said, you look up under our old companies, under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, and you will see every last demonstration we have ever did. Let me see something for a minute. Yeah, I thought so. My whatchamacallit here is fading off a bit. Yeah, there's another one by Zone. This is another one was done by Zone too. Another beta tester. It's a black screen that we developed. But even I can see in this demonstration, even an old technology under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint is just was too black, was too dark. Now if I go into we had a paint called D5K. D5K. I hope my projector comes today, man. I really want to get a chance to play with this thing. This is the D5K.
Hey, how you guys doing out there? My name is Kenneth Burton, designer of Digital One.
It's a paint we developed called, under Digital Crystal Screen Paint, called a D5K. This is when we started experimenting with ambient light projection, true ambient light projection technology, with tons of light hitting the screen. Now, this was 4 years ago. To test and demonstrations that these other screen paints are doing now, we did them years and years and years ago. We did them years ago. Check this out.
Okay, how's everybody doing out there? First of all, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of True ALR Technology.
This is under the company, let me see. Now this is when I was using, this is my Casio projector.
This is a laser lit hybrid projector.
2500
As you can
lumens.
see, we are in a more than fully lit environment. There's no medieval dungeon-like effect, or basically in a pitch blackened environment.
None of my tests are ever done in the dark. None of them.
Unchanged, fully lit environment. Over top my screen is a high power fluorescent light. This screen is taking in a ton of ambient light. It looks absolutely fantastic. I've seen people do demonstrations, like I said, on black screens, but you will not see this kind of environment when it comes to
That's
kind of
old
lighting.
technology right there.
Number two, the
Fully lit environment.
Hey, how you guys doing out there? My name is Kenneth Burton, designer on Vision One Crystal. It's on this paint. Now, oh, by the way, we have light coming through the...
This is my old little rented room.
Good idea. Exactly.
I first started my company on ambient light rejection technology.
How magnificent it looks.
This shows you how far black technology goes back and how long I've been working on it.
Testing a screen paint's gain capability, the brightness, the sharpness, the contrast. I'm going to basically show you exactly
Look at this right here. This is the D5K.
Dude, the paint is absolutely amazing. This paint is absolutely
It's a dark gray screen paint that we developed. I think about 5 years ago we developed this technology.
This particular paint, like I said, it's a limited edition. You cannot buy this paint anywhere. You can't.
You want to hear something interesting? A company bought the rights to that technology. That's why you don't see it anymore. Paid me a ton of money for that technology. They bought the rights to it. That's why you will never ever see a D5K ever again.
You can get it from our distributors. You can't get it from anywhere. You have to buy it directly from the manufacturer. And the only ones that will have this paint is the D4K Crystal Onyx.
We sold about 80 gallons of it, and then somebody came in and they bought it up. They bought the rights to it.
Yeah, let's swing over here for a minute. Over here, let's get some.
All right, let's blast out of here real quick. I'm gonna go over to my page. Let's go over to clear. And this is the new technology that we developed. Why we no longer make Digital One crystal screen paint anymore.
Now this I can do.
Let's get that Elite Gray Cinema 5D up there. Did I say any more, people? Those of you who still have white projection screens, I don't know why you have them. But you can paint over them if you want. Take our Dark Star 9. Right. I think the Dark Star 9 is going to have a better chance of producing a better image. So here we are, Dark Star 9. White projection screen material. Screen paint mix. We have the Gray Cinema 5D. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. Let's go back. Just a little bit. And if you think because you have a 10,000, 12,000, or 20,000 to 1 contrast level in your projector, forget it. Don't even bother with it. You're never going to see it.
Now this I can do.
Now, you can watch these screens. You just have to be in the dark to do it. That's all. Still want to get the proper picture color. You're not going to get contrast because you're in the dark. You're just going to get a darker gray. That's all. You're looking at a projection screen paint that has the ability to produce 100% contrast and a very high white level. Extremely high white levels. Got a white projection screen? You can paint over it. Got a fixed frame screen? You can paint over it. Anything you want, you can paint over it. Or if you decide that you don't want to paint, we got a wallpaper screen right here. Already pre-coated. Attach it to your wall and you're done. Just like I have here in my gaming room. I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you all for your time. I have to go, and God bless. Just giving you a bit of an eye-opener so you can see exactly what you're getting yourself into. But like I said, you know, the screens save you a ton of money, like I said. I mean, $468 for a wallpaper screen that you don't have to paint, connect to your wall, ultra short throw compatible. You can take it outside if you want to, completely weatherproof. And then next to it, you have your cheap screen paint mix, you have your white screen, and then you have Elite screens, which are very powerful screens, $3,000 Dark Star 9, and then you have a $1,200 to $1,300 cinema. What do you call it? The Cinema Gray 5D. So think about it: $1,300, $468, $3,000 right there, $468, and that's just for 100 each. All right, that being said, I have to get to the post office. I have packages I have to get out the door. I have customers that just ordered screen paint, and I got to get all that done. Let's see if anything else is coming up. Hopefully I get my projector today, and I can do a review on the projector once it gets here. If it doesn't, then I just have to wait a little longer. Thank you all for your time. I have to go, and God bless.